most time guys at this level are either going to be really good and they're going to be a pro, or they're going to be impatient and they're going to go somewhere else with the transfer portal. And I wanted to start him tonight. Great night. I thought he answered. You could tell he had a lot of shots that he hadn't taken over the year, so he put it up tonight. But I was happy with him. A little bit more about our seniors. Ben, JT, Breon, and Michael. Man, they're going to be part of something special that they're going to always remember. They will always be able to walk into this arena when they're old and gray and show their grandkids those two banners. And that's special, and I don't know that there's been many seniors that could ever do that. Obviously, it's been a long time. And then the other three guys, but you talk about Brandon, you talk about Marcus and Dontrez. I'm grateful that all of those parents allowed me to coach their kids and mentor their young men, and that's what senior night's about. So, good game. Pitt's a good team. You got, obviously those two guards are as good as any guards that you're going to compete against. I thought we did a good job. Our defense was really solid. We did a really, really good job of trying to, not give up 40 points in the paint. That's been our problem for the last couple games, and it's a good win. I'm excited about it. I'm glad for our guys. Questions? Any games to be watching tonight? I'm not going to watch any. I'm just waiting for somebody to call me. I just don't. We can only control what we can control, but Corey, I'm not going to watch a game. I'm going to just wait and see what someone says. Yeah. You mentioned Breon, but what has this journey been like with him these last 4 years? Obviously, father passing away before he got here. He comes here, the COVID year. I mean, what has that been like with him all these years? He's a great kid, and here's what's so special about him. Man, he's so great with recruits. He is the best teammate that you're ever going to find. After every year, he and I talk about, hey, is this the best place for you? And we always came back to, hey, I want to stay here. I want to get my degree. My family's around. My dad would have wanted me to get my degree, from here, I think. And it's been great. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better young man. He's going to be special in life because he's got a great heart and he cares about people.
You were able to offer Breon and Terkavian sophomore year football game, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fitting that they were both in the building tonight all these years later.
Yeah.
Kind of remarkable how it's all turned out.
Yeah, I looked over there and saw T, and when they got the score down to 4, I was like, get your jersey. We need him to get in here and score the ball. But no, both I went to the game. Breon, for you guys who don't know, Breon was a big-time football player. And, the first couple of years I had to keep Dave Doran off from him to make sure he wasn't going to be a two-sport guy. But he's a good player. I love it.
Marcus Hill said in the locker room that he's planning to come back for another year because of the NCAA junior college ruling. And what has he meant to this program, and what do you hope to see from him? Not in this last game for sure, and going forward.
Marcus has gotten a lot better. When you transfer up from a mid-major college, he was a good player. Averaged 20 points a game. Obviously, it's a tougher league to play in. He's made the adjustment. Where can he get better? I think in the offseason, just continue to rep his shot. It's not bad, but more so having confidence in it. But I think he's our leading rebounder in conference play. He can score around the basket. I just think he's got to expand his game a little bit.
I know you talked about NIL in the past.
Yep.
Have you talked with Boo about what you might need moving forward into next year, whether it's NIL or other changes, as you guys try to bring that?
Yeah, Boo's promised me $10 million, so we're gonna be good. No, we'll have those conversations after the year. I mean, it's not the right time for that. We'll talk about it. It's important. I think it'll get better here at NC State because of the fact that it's revenue sharing. I've said this all along. We fell a little short because it was more out of our control because it was outside with the collective. And I think as we move forward, I can see it getting better.
Coach Keatts, another great performance by Dontrez Styles. How impactful has he been for the program this year? I know he's somebody that you wanted out of high school.
Yeah.
Took some time to get him here, but just what has he meant to the team this year?
We can make the argument that he's been our most consistent guy. Obviously we've had, and you guys know this, I've told you this, we've had some ups and downs with our offense and guys scoring. And one night a guy scored, one night he may not. But if you look at it, Dontrez has probably been our most consistent guy, especially in league play. So I'm happy. You know, he's a versatile from forward that can play both positions and guard both positions. And I thought he was good again tonight.
How much more emotional is it, Kevin, that the seniors were able to get this moment tonight when we don't know what's promised after this, and that's really it?
Yeah, I mean, this night is special. We lost this, you know, we lost this game last year. And I think, you know, that everybody booed us off the floor, I think. And then everybody cheered us when we won 9 in a row. You know, so it means a lot. I mean, you know, you think about this, man. You know, you get into this business to change lives and affect lives and be a father figure to some, and, you know, just to see those guys grow up. And it's not like, you know, Breon's the only guy who's been here for 4 years, but rarely, like, we got 4 guys that's been here for a couple years. And, you know, this bunch will be the first to tell you, and as a coach I will, it's been a tough, for us, a disappointing year. But, you know, we're still fighting. It's the, you know, next to last game of the year, and we lost a couple games, and you would think we came in here and rolled over. There's no quitting these guys. We just have not had a great year, but we're fighting every moment that we can. And we cherished tonight. It was great.
Going off that, it seemed like they were having fun playing loose. Could you sense a difference tonight?
Yeah, I told them, I said, I don't care. We're going to live with whatever the results is. I just want you to have fun tonight. And it was good. I mean, I thought the biggest difference was when you look at the bench, everybody was genuinely happy for one another. And I thought that was good.
You've had success in transfer portal with guys like Jarkel, DJ Horn, DJ Burns. How difficult is it to kind of be able to evaluate talent in the transfer portal, considering, you know, how this year has gone and what you have to fill in for next year?
Well, it's changed. I mean, I want you to think about this now. When I'll say this now, I mean, we got Jarkel Joyner. Man, that dude was at a discount. I mean, he was really good. That's when NIL first started. I think now what you got to do, and I got to do this too, I do a deep dive into it all the time. You just got to get the right people. There's money involved. So when there's money involved, you got to make sure you get the right people to fit NC State and, you know, obviously bring the right culture to here. And is it difficult? It's the new #1 recruiting tool now. So, you know, as great as this building is and all of the great graphics that we hung up over at our practice facility, the main thing is they want to know how much revenue sharing now that I'm going to get. And so you got to figure that part out. And what I'm looking for is somebody that wants to compete and the money matches their competition, how they play, because it can go different ways.
You guys are a great example of this league getting teams into the tournament and overperforming. We've seen it year after year, but again, it looks like the ACC may only get 3 or perhaps 4 teams in the tournament.
Well, it's so disappointing. Think about this. So Pitt's a good basketball team. Wake's a good basketball team. We're not having a great year. We've been on the other side of that. But when they walk in here because of some number of a net and they lose these games, it destroys their hopes of making the tournament. That was not the vision of the ACC, to take the best of the ACC and the best of the Big East. And then we obviously added Cal and Stanford and SMU. Like, it's a joke, you know, for this league to get, I mean, it's 18 teams and we're getting 3 teams in. That's tough. Think about this now. In the last 3 years, 5 teams, and the projections are 3. So we have 15, and then in the 3-year span, we've only had 13 teams make the tournament. And when we make the tournament, we perform well. You look at us, and this is no disrespect to any of the teams we play. Playing our ACC schedule when we got in the NCAA tournament prepared us. I thought we were better prepared and had played against equal or better competition in our league when we got outside our league. And it's tough. I mean, you look, it's just not a lot of teams getting into the tournament. We're fortunate. I say this all the time. We have been to 2 out of the 3. And it's only been 4 schools. Only 4 schools that have been to 2 out of the 3. Duke. If you go by Duke getting in this year, Duke will go 3 for 3. We were 2 for 3. Virginia's 2 for 3, and Clemson will be 2 for 3. That's only 4 schools. So think of how hard that is. It's just tough. Yeah.
Coach Keatts, through all the trials and tribulations this season, what does Kevin Keatts maybe learn about himself, not as a head coach, but as a person with just everything you guys have gone through this
You
season?
said, what have I learned?
Yes, sir.
Just be patient. I mean, there's so many, like, you can go through it. I learned, first of all, I learned so much from last year. Like, we talk about, staying locked in and, being a part of something special, block out the noise. I know you guys cover us, but you don't understand what goes into a locker room. You don't understand, obviously, these guys are prideful. Because of the internet, everybody has an opinion. And a lot of times opinions are, negative towards either the coach or the player. That doesn't bother this group or last year's group, because I've been able to have them lock in and say, hey man, the only thing that's, that matters is what's in this locker room. And one thing I'll say is, I hope you guys don't get offended by this, is I ask those guys, like, the people who are talking negative about you about basketball, would you go to them and take advice about basketball? And most of them say no. So it don't matter, right? That's the way I look at it. But I learned a lot. I learned patience. I learned, never give up. Lock in, believe in your players, work your butt off, and anything can happen.